Today on the Lardos podcast, we are joined by Kyle Keller, who is he makes funny videos on the internet. He's a very funny guy. He um, he is famous. He bets against the Harlem Globetrotters. So Kyle, thank you for joining us, man.
What's up? What's poppin'? I'm here.
Dude, um, well, and of course we're joined by Zach, our co-host, as well.
Fifth time appearance. Let's go.
So I wanted to ask you, so first of all, you are from Virginia, right?
Yeah, I'm from Maryland, but I lived in Virginia for a while while I was going to school, so close enough.
Okay, cool,
Right next door.
awesome. Um, yeah, man, Maryland, it's a good state. Do you enjoy the Ravens and Old Bay?
I like Old Bay, but I don't really watch football, so Ravens,
Okay,
it is what it is.
yeah.
It's close, I guess, geographically, but
So before we kind of get started, I want to ask you because I want to get in your headspace a little bit. What was like what was your Clash of Clans base structure? Like, did you have the town hall in the center? Did you have like the resources in the center? What did you
I definitely played that game a lot when I was younger.
uh
I couldn't really tell you about my base structure. I mean, it was probably pretty standard. I only really got to like a mid-level Town Hall 10, so I was definitely speaking out of my range, talking about Town Hall 12s, and uh, had to embellish a little bit. Sorry about the sirens, guys. I'm in the middle of Los Angeles, so a lot of fire and police activity around here.
yeah, that's I mean, I figured a lot of fires, you know. Were you affected by the fires at all when you were out there?
No, no, no. I
Okay.
was not. I was close to the evacuation area, but the most I saw was I was at Target and I saw like a fire on the hillside. It looked pretty crazy, but luckily we didn't have to move out of the house. Besides, okay, I'll take that back. There's one effect was the air quality was abhorrent. It was crazy how
Ooh.
bad the air was here. Like you couldn't really see down the block actually. So we had to build like a. Uh, sorry, hold on. Good lord. We had to build like a crazy air filtration machine because all the air filters are sold out at Target. You couldn't buy one, so I had to
Whoa.
kind of piece one together and then had that thing running at full tilt in the living room for like 2 weeks or so. But
Wow.
besides that, we're good.
All right. Right on. So what um I guess kind of like what I wanted to mainly ask or like what kind of got you into making videos? Like were you like a Viner way back in the day or like did you make videos on like the DS or something like
Yeah, no, I didn't really touch like media production or anything like of that kind of ilk for like up until a couple of years ago, really. Maybe
Oh,
like 2021 or
okay.
so was the first time I really picked up a camera. My parents had an old DSLR, like a Nikon D3100, and this is kind of during like post-COVID times, sort of. But my parents were living out in Virginia on like the Eastern Shore, and
Whoa.
I didn't have much to do over there, so I started just taking a bunch of photos, classic beginner photo subjects, birds, seagulls, landscapes, the
Uh-huh.
beach, skateboarders, surfers, things like that.
Yeah.
And then when I got back to school at Virginia Tech, I started kind of getting into like making some little videos for friends, some DJ promo stuff, things just around town, going to local businesses and like asking them if I can make them like a reel or something for their business. And that never really panned out, but I started studying journalism around the same time, and I did a lot of like uh, I guess just news reporting style interviews before I ever did anything for social media. So I
Yeah.
was comfortable enough on camera and I kind of knew how to work the equipment. enough that when I started making those like street interview videos, I did have like a little bit of a background in media
Oh,
production.
okay.
So that's kind of the pipeline there was interviewing people for like local news, and then I just threw some curveball questions in there one time at the student union Gunna concert at
I
Virginia
was gonna.
Tech, and then those did pretty well. And I like kind of like went around in circles a little bit, trying to
Uh,
find like a niche and trying to find like I guess a voice or something.
yeah,
Uh, it didn't really have success, but it all kind of culminated in like coming back to Virginia Tech. I think my junior year and filming with like the tailgate crowd, like the
yeah.
just the drunk college students, and kind of asking them some bizarre questions, and that kind of like really got things started for me.
What's
That's
your go-to introductory question when you approach like people on Center Street? Like, is there something that you just ask that always gets good response?
Um, so I don't really do tailgate style stuff anymore, and I don't really have like a go-to series like or a go-to question. I always ask people if they want to participate in the video before I, start filming. There's a lot of street interviewers who kind of just jump right into things to kind of get a shock
Mm.
reaction. I don't really like that because I wouldn't want that done to me on the street.
yeah.
But after asking them if they want to participate, I usually have just material that I prepared, and then I kind of like gauge what that person is like a little bit, and then I kind of select the question or the bit that I want to do with them. Just have a zillion things written down, like on flashcards, on like in a notebook or on my phone. Um, but on Center Street back in the day, I used to ask people like what the worst like fashion trend was for the opposite gender that they were. So, if I'm approaching a guy, I'm like, what's the worst female fashion trend? If it's a woman, what's the worst male fashion trend? And that was kind of just like rage bait, like controversy bait, comment bait, engagement bait kind of stuff. Because I knew that people would just be disagreeing in the comments. It wasn't really to like get a crazy answer, it was just to have people arguing.
Oh.
That was kind of the go to.
And when did you start doing, because I know you pivoted from that, from like the tailgating interviews and going up to JMU and UVA and Penn State, and then doing like the street interviews where you're handing people like these weird objects or giving them the food challenges.
Well, it was after I graduated college. I didn't really want to like. It wasn't that I wasn't making a lot of money doing that at school. It was just kind of to build an audience.
Uh,
So it wasn't like I was abandoning, a gold mine opportunity over there.
yeah.
I think it could have become something for sure, but I graduated and didn't want to stick around in Virginia. I wanted to get out of there. I was just kind of like sick of the small town vibes.
Uh-huh.
And then I was taking a road trip with a friend who was also my cameraman at the time, just around the United States, and we ended up in Los Angeles for like 3 or 4 weeks. And that 3 or 4 weeks like turned into like 3 months living in a van in Los Angeles. And that's
Wow.
kind of where like the DNA of that like, the new kind of interview show came about was those months like just living out of a van and like getting random props off the street or like from a grocery store or something, and then doing that on the street in like in the big city, I guess you'd say, instead of like the college campus.
Yeah. And I saw you were doing interviews in the van for a hot minute as well, like bringing in people, interviewing them.
Yeah, I did. I tried that for a little bit. I really like the shows, like Chicken Shop Date and Hot Ones, and these kind of like novelty shows where it's part interview and part like the host is kind of a goofy character as well.
Yeah.
I still like the DNA of that show. It was just a lot of work and it wasn't making a lot of money for me, and I had to
Hmm.
kind of like you know take a step back from that for a bit. There's a bunch of episodes that I filmed that I never put out. We had
Uh-huh.
gotten some fun guests on there, some other content creators and whatnot. But it's just a lot of work, and I didn't really feel that passionate about it. I really enjoyed making the set and like kind of putting the graphics together and kind of workshopping the entire concept. But when it came time to actually make that product, it was not really that fun.
Ooh.
Not worth the hassle for me.
Yeah. I mean, because you have some videos too where you have the whole set and it's just kind of like kind of like a little bit of a skit, like where you ask the question, do the question first, and then there's like a little, yeah.
Yeah. Are you talking about the van show specifically or something else?
No, no, no. That was another video.
A whole
Um,
set.
yeah, you
Are you
had
talking
like
about?
a set or something, and oh, I'm trying to remember what the video was. Uh,
I
yeah,
mean,
but
there's some really old videos on there that before I was really into like the kind of comedy specific street interviews, I
mhm,
was doing some like journalistic kind of stuff, like fun, like convention videos,
mhm.
me going to whatever convention, anime convention, Complex Con, um, or going to like there's like a witch's house video or something like that.
Mhm.
Those are a lot different than what I do now, I'll say, but I
Okay.
don't know. There was like is it on Instagram or YouTube?
Yeah, it was
Remember?
on it was on TikTok. It was like
Oh.
yeah, it was an interview. It was like or it was a street question, like where you went and asked the person on the street and then it cut to like a little
Oh yeah,
skit that
okay.
you did. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
like those. I no, okay, I remember now. I only did a few of those. Those are a lot
Mhm.
of fun. But to be brutally honest, I just, at that time just was trying to like find the most profitable videos to make just to like,
Yeah.
kind of run my business. So I didn't like end up making a lot of those. It did pretty well. I liked that format. It was fun. It's just like that was like a full street interview shoot to get like the right person to answer the question, and then also a full like sketch shoot to like that's another handful of hours, like another day of shooting.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to put together. So some of those like take a lot of work and then they don't really pan out, and it's kind of if you're trying to make money off your passion as well as just make fun videos, it's you have to find a balance sometimes.
Did you find any inspiration? Because when I watch your videos and I watch your older videos and your newer videos, I kind of see that you kind of have a Channel 5 or like all gas, no brakes kind of quality to the video. Was that any point of inspiration as well?
Definitely, I like remember watching those videos, back in the day when All Gas No Brakes was still like the channel name and was like what they were posting was those comedic
Yeah.
style videos. And I definitely like use that as a big inspiration. Like a lot of the earlier content that I was making, especially the tailgates, it's like, me asking like question just to make someone look like an idiot basically. Um, or like just kind of setting someone up to just start talking. I would kind of copy his line of questioning, like, what's on your mind? And then if you ask somebody that and they don't they're in like a weird headspace, they're going to give you a crazy answer no matter what, and that just kind of made for content. And I definitely knew that going into it. I'm like, okay, if I go out with a microphone, and a camera person, then I can just capture some fun moments, and that stuff makes for great content. Definitely not as developed or polished or any kind of theme like Channel 5. Like they really, I think Andrew and the other guys on that channel really know kind of had a vision for it to begin with.
Yeah.
I was just heading out with a camera and just trying to get some freaky people to answer my questions.
Yeah, man. And they're very freaky, and they're very good questions.
Yes, I will say over time though, I think the show has kind of developed a little bit. I tried like these days to rely less on the people and more on just like the bits and like the writing and like the whatever I've prepared for them to see or to touch or to participate in.
Mhm.
So my idea going out in like the last 6 months or so is it should be anybody able to participate, and then the video will still do well. I don't want like, I don't need like a celebrity guest. We don't need like, a really like outspoken, uh, you know, extrovert to be the one answering the questions or like participating in the
Uh,
challenge. I'd like it to be something where like, the question or the format or the theme or the whatever the video is, it's like it's prepared well enough that like anyone can answer and it'll still be like a fun video to watch.
mhm.
Hence like the bucket full of money and like the anvil with the money on it, like that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. I really feel like it's just so fun by itself that like I just need someone to like basically stand in and like participate, and then it's like it's gonna be good.
Yeah. The money tape video. I mean, dude, that has like 70 million views on like YouTube, right?
It
The
did
money
really well,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, those videos, like, I mean, to be honest, those videos did so well. I kind of like, at least in the short term, abandoned the other ones that I was working on, and just kind of like ran that one back. There's the oil money
Yeah.
video, then there's like the heavy money video, and then the next one is gonna be like, we could actually workshop this if you guys want. I have a couple ideas, but I haven't really settled on what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be the next like, I don't know, film in the next like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then that'll be out in like a month or something. But I
Whoa.
was thinking something with hair is the next video, but I haven't quite decided what that's going to be. I want there to be a scene. I'm going to go to some barber
Huh.
shops and collect hair off the ground. Like, when they collect the hair, they usually just toss it. But I'm
Yeah.
going to get all the hair, right? And, it's kind of a different like feeling. Like, we first had the oil, right? And that's like, just kind of gross and like gets in your clothes and you got to dip your hand in. And then we had the heavy objects, which that's like, okay, now you got to like pick it up and you got to carry it with you, and it's covered in Vaseline, so it's kind of a two for one. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the next like inconvenient factor in this weird kind of game show style bit? And I'm thinking it's like something itchy or like just something like gross, but also like safe and not like cockroaches in a basket or something, because that's a little too difficult to pull off.
Yeah. And I
You get
feel
like a
oh,
wheelbarrow of barber hair and just approach bald people and saying like, I think you need this. Do you want some? And see who takes it and who doesn't.
That could be. I mean, that almost makes me think a separate video could be just gluing the hair onto bald people's heads, and I just give them
Yeah.
money in order to do that.
Yeah.
Um, for this one, I was thinking it's just a catchy name, but I was thinking about combining the hair with some like honey, maybe. Like the, heavy honey money could be the kind of the title of this video. Not that the title matters that much, but I always like to have a little title for these things. So I'm thinking either like a similar tub, like some kind of clear vessel that's full of just hair and honey, and then the money is kind of like wedged in there, and it's pretty like thick to like plunge your hand into, and it's gonna be hair everywhere, honey everywhere. A little bit kind of coming back to like the oil bucket, but the
yeah.
other option is to have like just maybe like a big sticky gross like ball of something on like a wheeled platform, and then people can kind of like attack that in some way and get the money off of it. That's more of a
It,
visual for sure.
yeah, you're kind of like I feel like your vibe is just it's inconvenient enough to where it's like why would I stick my why I'm gonna be covered in canola oil, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like that's the key word is inconvenient. Both of those are
Mm,
designed not to be too challenging. Like it's not that hard to pick up a brick with $5 on it, but are you really gonna go through the hassle? Like it might seem like a good idea in the moment, but as soon as you start carrying like a brick around or like a handful of oily money, you're like, where do I put this? How do I clean this off? And I think that's why it's funny in a street interview. It's because in a studio setting or like, in someone's house or like, on a stage, it's like there's the assumption that there's like a bathroom nearby or that you can like clean it off or they have like a guy backstage to like clean it off the person. But on the street and like, with the background in street interviews that are all like, very very real and don't have, fake aspects, I think people
yeah.
are like, "Oh, what are they going to do with it now?" Because clearly they're just walking off into the distance with a handful of like oily money or like an anvil. So uh, that's that inconvenience factor for sure. So I'm trying to think of what's the next inconvenient thing that people can kind of like I can work into the bit,
You
I
you
guess.
could do you could do a wheelbarrow of you could do the honey, but you could also do the money's buried in this hairy spaghetti. You do a big
Mmm.
thing of like
Oh,
the spaghetti.
that's good. I like that. I like combining another food and it's kind of like an adulterated spaghetti. Like it's now we just ruined the spaghetti and the money is ruined.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely I'm trying to get away from like just a tub of something,
Yeah.
and more towards some like I mean I have like plenty of time and resources to like make a crazy prop. So I was thinking about something like an overhead crane that's coming in. Like if you guys know anything about working on cars or other vehicles like that, they have like an engine hoist You
Uh-huh.
guys have ever seen one of those? It's like a small crane that
Yeah.
one person can push around. I'm thinking like some kind of something hung up on the crane, and so you have to reach up and grab it, and then it's kind of trickling down your arm, or like the hair is falling on you or something. And it's just, a visualization of the poor decision making on the participants' part. Yeah.
And how much are you gonna kind of Mr. Beastify it where you like, the challenges kind of get crazier and you have like there's more money at stake? Or are you just gonna do like, the ones, maybe you throw in like a 10,000 Ugandan dollars and that's like $6, you know?
I don't know. It's a good question. I hadn't really considered increasing the prize. The problem with increasing the prize is that less people are going to want to participate if it's more disgusting. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never really tried having like a really crazy prize, like $100 bills or something. We could definitely do it.
Uh-huh.
Um, but a lot of the comments on the more recent videos are like, look at what the money. It's like there's only $20 in there, and like people are still reaching in. It's kind of like a point of
Mhm.
like conversation in the comments.
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely gonna try that at some point. I don't know if it'll be the next one though. It might be the follow up. We'll see.
Mhm. Well, I'm very excited. I'm very in tuned. Um, uh, yeah, that's so. What do you think it kind of takes for someone to do? Now, this is your full-time job, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Can't say it's been easy. It definitely takes a lot of organization and being very careful. There was like a couple of months over the last couple of years where it's just been like, you know, poor decision making on my part has led to like, having to just be really careful with my finances.
uh-huh.
Street interviews is anyone who does street interviews knows it's not the most profitable niche to be in. Not a lot of brands really want to sponsor street interviews. That's kind of why I got out of the whole tailgate thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's not the most profitable thing to do for sure. Sorry, I kind of interrupted your question there. What were you gonna?
Oh,
What was the
no, no,
question
no.
there?
I was just gonna take because like, a lot of people our ages, I think you're 26, right?
I just turned 25.
Oh,
Yeah,
you just turned 25. Okay.
yeah. Because
Happy
I was
birthday.
class of 2023 actually too. I think when you guys
Okay.
said that you were also class of 2023.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
he's class of
Yeah,
2023
yeah.
and I'm class of 2024.
I
Um,
see.
so
Okay. Congrats, guys, on graduating. You did it.
Let's go. What was there a moment where you like, I don't know, maybe it was like a sponsor deal or just something that an inclination that told you like, I think I made it. Like you went from like having nothing to just trying a bunch of things to realizing like, oh, this could be a real thing.
Hmm. That's a good question. I want to say probably not because I never really got like a crazy brand deal or anything that I would like made so much money off of that I could really think that.
Mhm.
Um, it would probably. I really wasn't making a lot of money off of it even when I moved to LA in that van on that road trip. It was only after there was maybe one video, the Sprite, the banana Sprite eating video. That one made like a good amount. I made like a couple $1,000s, and I was like, okay, I could probably repeat
mm,
this over and over again and like make a livable wage here.
yeah.
Which didn't really work out that way, but just a couple of videos like that, like 2 years ago or so after moving to LA and kind of like getting away from the college stuff,
Mm.
I was able to realize that I could like maybe like make a living off of it. It wasn't really set in stone. So to answer the question, no, probably not. You got to be really organized and like be frugal to be a full-time street interviewer in the beginning, I think.
Uh-huh. And where is most of your is a lot of the money, is it coming from like TikTok? Is it coming from Instagram or YouTube, or is it all three together? Or which one would you say gives you the most money for
Yeah.
like your buck?
So right now it's probably YouTube,
Uh-huh.
um, or brand partnerships, I would say. But over the years, it's kind of like fluctuated a lot. I mean, like it used to be Instagram or TikTok.
Mm.
And then like for a few months it was Facebook. Um, but they all those social media platforms they kind of change their monetization programs like every couple of years. So things kind
Uh-huh.
of change up a lot. Like last year it was probably TikTok, but this year it'd be YouTube. Um, like you said, that one got 70 million views, and like that definitely pays the bills around here at least. My 1914 apartment.
Yeah, dude, I mean LA too is expensive, bro.
It is, yeah, it's quite expensive. I was lucky enough to the apartment I'm living in now. I found on Facebook. Have a cool roommate. Just two dudes, hanging out. uh, but it was built in 1914, so it's
Whoa.
very old.
You got that Woodrow Wilson apartment.
Yeah, it's nice though. Here, I think I could spin the camera around for you guys.
Hell yeah.
I love interior decorating. I'd probably do that if I wasn't
Ooh.
doing. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm peeping the Asteroid City poster. I saw that.
Oh, hold on. Let's
Ooh.
see.
Oh, some,
That would
well,
be. Let's see if I can spin it. Got some plants.
ooh. Is that your roommate's music stuff?
Yeah, it's not mine.
Okay.
He's got like a music set up in the other living room, but it's certainly not a glamorous life over here. Again, street interview is like one of the least profitable niches, I would say. Which I kind of knew that getting into it, but
Interesting.
Have you ever had a street interview that was like so crazy you couldn't post it? Whether that be like the dude was acting crazy or, something crazy happened.
no, I would say no. Again, I try to like I vet the people a little bit before talking to them, so I don't talk to anybody who's like let's say I don't talk to anybody who looks like they're like on a job working. No like
Uh,
employees. No people who look like they could be really down bad on their luck, like homeless, etc.
yeah.
Um, really, I'm only looking for people who are like adults and who are like sober enough to answer thoughtfully most of the time. The only videos I've taken down, there's a lot of videos I got taken down. There's maybe like 20 or 30 videos that have been taken down the entire time, and that was just from people reaching out and like asking for it to be removed, especially
Ooh.
from the colleges. That was another thing about the college videos is that like there's a much higher percent of people who wanted their video taken down after it was already posted or filmed, and it
Uh-huh.
was like kind of would be a problem if you film something like kind of like what would it, like unrepeatable, like a really crazy bit or something,
Hmm.
and someone like doesn't want it to be posted. That's kind of a problem. So that's another reason why I kind of left the whole college interview stuff because people were constantly, asking for it to be taken down. There's, it's not like that crazy the stuff that was being taken down, but it's just kind of like people just straight embarrassing themselves. Like I don't know. I'm at like a JMU like outdoor concert and there's some girl like talking about how she's gonna try to get on stage for Shy Glizzy and like do some crazy stuff with him. And I'm like, I think I posted that and it did well, but I'm like, I don't mind taking this down. Like, let's be honest. Looking back, I'm like, I should never posted this. But then again, I look back on those old videos, and recently I looked back on almost all of them like in a row. I'm like, good God, man! Like, what was I thinking back then? Like, some of them are just so bad.
Uh-huh.
Uh, some of the questions I was asking are just like really, I don't know. Like the bit's just not as funny to me anymore. It's just kind of cringe. But live and learn.
Yeah. Um, yeah, man. I mean, that's what happens is you just like you do your thing, you mess up and then you like learn from those mistakes and you get better. So
What's the most valuable mistake you've learned?
it's a good question.
Oh my God. Um,
There's probably a lot, but since would you advise living in the van? Like, did that build your character?
definitely. You know, that's a good question. I actually, one mistake that I made was, dude, I don't think I'm like old enough or like experienced enough to give this kind of advice. So I'll just stick to what I know.
Uh,
Uh, let's see. Advice, mistake. I definitely I think almost everyone makes this mistake when they're let's just say this is hyper specific, but let's just say when they're starting like a social media channel or a
Uh,
business or a podcast, is they look at like the numbers, and this is so cliche. It hurts me to even say, but like you gotta not look at the numbers.
Mm.
Unfortunately, even if your goal is to make money off of something, or your goal is to have it be a successful business that you're, taking an income from,
yeah.
it's really about the inputs, like the work you're putting in. It's not about the outputs, like the results.
Uh,
So back in the day when I first started that social media channel, like my current, street interview show, um, I was in like the habit of like I'd never look at the views on the video until I was ready to post the next one. So I'd film and
mm,
edit a video, I'd have it ready to go, and then I would only after uploading that new video check the progress of the last one, because you
Mm.
can get really really obsessed with looking at analytics and statistics and whatnot.
mm.
And I think everyone gets kind of caught up in like, especially if a video is doing well. I mean, like it's hard not to just read the comments and stuff. And again, I feel like for me, this is like, level one stuff, but I'm also kind of like surrounded by other content creators and people who like would say, "Oh, that's common sense." But I think to like the average kind of person picking up like a camera or picking up like a social media channel they want to start, like they don't really think about how it can be harmful. But if you get really obsessed with that stuff, like the values will be a lot lower if you're like hyper fixated on the statistics.
Uh,
That's pretty
and
boring advice, but
no, 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 it's good. It's good. Also, I don't know why the Zoom, it's never given us a time limit. Now we have, it's saying six
oh, I see
minutes.
that. Yeah.
So I'm sorry. It used to be, I don't know why it wasn't working today.
It's
My
okay. Well, I
account
mean,
was giving issues.
it's up to y'all if you need to cut it off, or we can start a new meeting or something too. It's fine with me. I got plenty of time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep this going because I feel like you definitely like I feel like doing all, you've learned so much by doing all this. Um, what do you, but how do you, before we, we'll do the jump cut and everything to the next Zoom session. What do you, when you see like other people and other friends and people from high school and they're just kind of goofing around at your age or when you were younger filming those videos and they're out like, you know, they're drinking, but you're kind of grinding, you're working. How does that feel? How do you have kind of are you able to just put the blinders on and just kind of ignore that and be like, I have a vision. I'm going to do this.
Oh, okay. I mean, you mean like at the time
Yeah,
instead
at
of
that time, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think honestly, I if I were to go back, I probably wouldn't even have gone to like a large public university. So
Uh-huh.
I think it's just like the circumstances I was in. Um, I probably wouldn't have put myself in that position if I like knew what I knew now or knew what I know now. I probably would have gone to like a small like art school or something, but or like a film school.
Uh-huh.
Like I didn't even have the same interests. So only because I like ended up in the position of like studying at Virginia Tech and like kind of being around those groups of people was I making
Mm.
those videos. I would have never sought that out. So it wasn't like I was ignoring other things. It's just like, I'm not like the most extroverted person. I don't like have a ton of friends. I usually just have my, close group of small friends or small group of close friends, I guess you'd say.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm not a big partier. I don't really even like going to tailgates. So I don't like really going to. I don't really go to like DJ sessions at the club, but like I enjoy like the process of like filming stuff, editing it, making a fun video.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like not really. I didn't really feel like I was ignoring plans. I usually have I have a good amount of fun participating in those things through the lens of my social media page.
Okay.
I think that seems like a pretty introverted kind of you know approach, but
Mhm.
I might have enjoyed that stuff like as in high school and like freshman year, but around the time of COVID, things started to change for me, and
Mhm.
I just kind of like started to like look into what I actually enjoyed, and that was media production and entrepreneurship, building a channel, etc.
Right on.
So to answer your question, not hard at all. But also probably had like a good ego, thinking I was like on the grind. Everyone else is fucking partying, like I'm locking in, etc. But like, I mean, it just so doesn't matter.
Yeah. I Yeah, that's definitely that is so good that it's like, you didn't have FOMO, because some people who are, freshman year, they're like, oh my gosh, if I don't get into these parties, it's the end of the world,
Oh,
which is crazy to think about, you know.
yeah. Going back, I would go to less party. I would go to even less parties, less social events.
Mhm.
Um, but you try to look back too much, it's just like it's a you know moot point. It's not a good exercise to just think about what you would have done.
Yeah.
Um, but by senior year, I was like, if I'm evaluating it, I'm like, I'd much rather do like a street interview shoot at the tailgate than like go do anything else at that, on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday morning, whenever it is. So not hard at all to answer
Mhm.
the question.
Awesome.
But let's break here. My computer is about to
Yeah.
die. I need to plug this in, and you guys can
Ooh.
send me a new Zoom link.
Okay. It's perfect. All right, cool.
All
Okay.
right.
I will re-invite you.
Okay, sweet.
All right. Sounds good. Oh, stop. All right. You need anything else? Good.
Actually, I'm gonna grab a water real quick, guys. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
All right, cool. Such a nice. Zach, what kind of camera are you using?
I'm using my laptop camera.
Oh.
Is it clear?
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's fine.
I don't have any. I was actually considering getting some form of camera in the next like few weeks though,
Yeah, dude, you should.
just for reference, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, Kyle, as you can see, we're very grassroots over here at the Lardos podcast. We're we're very amateur. Um,
I mean, it's all right. Your
so
audio sounds good, good enough. I like the headset mics are a good touch. You guys have pretty clear audio from those.
thank you, thank you. Um,
So, are you guys in Virginia or DMV area, Nova potentially?
yeah, we're in Northern Virginia. And Zach, he just got done with grad school. He was in grad school, and yeah, I've been living up in Northern Virginia. So
Nice.
might move down to Richmond. We'll see what happens. So, but
How's the winter
yeah,
storm treating you guys?
um, we got like 6 inches. So it was bad like yesterday.
It was a little
Um,
overhyped. They were acting like it was the end of the world. It was just some snow. Like it was a little bit more than normal, but it wasn't that crazy.
yeah, dude,
At
people
least where I'm living.
people were buying out all the eggs at the store. It's like, come on, what are we doing? It's only gonna
Yeah.
be like a day and a half, you
I
know.
Yeah,
saw
I
the
mean,
Kroger in Blacksburg was like ransacked, like the entire meat aisle. Just everything was gone.
Oh my goodness.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I thought maybe there just hasn't been a big, excuse me, storm in a while, so people are just forgetting how things work. I guess I don't know.
What
I
was
feel like
your what was your favorite Kroger to go? Did you go to the Gucci Kroger?
wait, which Kroger?
What was your grocery store of choice?
Wait, was there? I can't even remember where the other Kroger is though. No, I went to the Food Lion. You guys know the Food Lion?
Dude, that's all. I only went to the Food Lion.
Yeah, I didn't even
I
go to the other Kroger, like whole Gucci. What didn't a guy get like shot or something at the ghetto Kroger or whatever, or like the bad one, or like there was a carjacking there my last year. There was a lot of shootings in Blacksburg. What's up with that?
yeah.
I feel like every year there was like some lockdown because someone like gets shot or like had a drive by or something. Like,
There
kind of
was
made
the
you want to
one
leave.
year where like the kid got shot at the hookah lounge.
Yeah, that was
I
like
think
right
that
downtown.
yeah. It was like right
Yeah,
next to Champs. No
Crazy.
good.
dude.
No good.
That was, yeah. I mean, I think people were just kind of upset that the football team wasn't doing as well, you know. So they
Oh
were,
man.
they had to take out their anger a little bit.
Jeez, I thought it was like, well, I don't even know. I don't know. I've never been to the hookah lounge, so I don't know what the vibes are there, but definitely seems like a tragedy.
Mm.
But yeah, I went to the Food Line. I lived at this house on Montgomery Street. You guys ever been up there?
Mm.
It's like a small road that's right near like, God, what is that one? The Edge? Is that what it's
The
called?
Edge, okay, okay. So you were in kind of like a good spot. You were like kind of close to downtown.
Yeah, I lived in like it's this like it used to be like a frat house. It was like the craziest like old house, and I lived
Oh,
there with three other roommates um, for the last 2 years of school. Uh, and yeah, like one guy lived in the basement. It would like flood, and then the other three guys lived upstairs, and one guy lived in like this weird like annexed extension to the house. We
whoa.
had like, oh my God, the rent was like $450 or something. So I like never will again have a rent that low, unfortunately. But yeah, for that price, I'm like, man, fuck it. Like, I'll live anywhere for $400. But it was nice. I like rode my bike to class every day. It was right near like the academic side of campus,
Right
so
on.
really quick. I'd like be like there's 6 minutes before my class starts, and I'm just hauling ass on this old ass bicycle as fast as possible, and I'd show up really sweaty to class right as the class would start. That was my routine.
Yeah, man. Do you miss being in Blacksburg a little bit? Or you were talking about you wanted to get out, you wanted to be more in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I miss it a little bit. I mean, just reflecting now, it's been so long since I've been there. I would definitely like to visit. It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um, there's just not that much going on there, I guess,
Uh,
besides the school, which is fine. But maybe just for the sake of like having nothing going on, it'd be a nice place to stop by. But I don't really miss living there per se, besides the
mm,
everything being cheap.
yeah.
You have a favorite restaurant that you go to, or like just a
Uh,
favorite spot? It doesn't even have to be
yeah.
food.
I like that the brewery that was outside of town a little bit.
Rising Silo.
Was that maybe? It was like a big like warehouse style building, I guess.
Is it?
Potentially
Oh,
Rising
ooh, was
Silo.
Oh,
that was that Eastern Divide?
yeah.
Yes, Eastern Divide. Love
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah.
That was quite good. I like that place. We used to like a professor used to take us there and just get us like whatever we wanted. Like me and like a couple other of the students. It
Yo.
was quite nice. I only like really tapped into like the whole hanging out with your professor thing in like my senior year, and then I started like linking with the professors. Very chill.
Word.
What department of were these
Um,
professors in?
it was my entrepreneurship professor. I like just linked up with him outside of class. Like him and this other friend of mine would
Okay.
get lunch and dinner and whatnot sometimes. And like that's the only professor like I kept. One of the only professors I really kept in touch with after school, like to any level. And I haven't spoken to like any professors in the last like year or so, but I mean, not that much to talk about, honestly.
Mm. Yeah, we were both in the geography department.
Oh,
So,
geography.
yeah, so I like maps. I'll say um we had a professor who was a MILF, So,
What does
but
that mean for geography? Is that like different, like a different acronym?
no, 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 it's the same
Like a
acronym.
map identification something? No. For
Yeah,
a second,
but
I thought you said geology, and I was going to go off because I do enjoy some geology, but
ooh,
geography, a good map. Let me ask you guys this: you're both in geography.
yeah.
Why can't I find like a paper map anymore? Why can't I get a paper map anywhere? What do I do if I don't have a phone? I need a map. There's no paper maps. You go to the store for paper map, they look like you're an alien, like you're an imbecile.
Like the only paper maps you can get is like when you go into the National Park Visitor Center. And
That
they're like,
is
oh,
true.
oh, you should go on this hike. That's pretty much the only
Yeah.
place. I remember when I was little though, we definitely had a map to get to the beach,
Hmm.
like from DC to North Carolina.
Yeah.
We would definitely like have the map out and we would always miss the same turn. And it takes like 2 hours to get back on track.
Yeah. Yeah.
The map quest, you guys ever do the map quest?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never printed it out myself, but I remember we used to follow those, when I was a kid. But you guys know Great Falls?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you know where Annapolis is in relation to Great Falls?
Mhm.
So it's like on the same, I guess the same latitude. Or
Yeah,
you
but
go 90 before 95.
you gotta go past DC, and then you gotta kind of travel a little bit on like the freeway.
Yeah.
So this is during COVID. I went to Great Falls and I dropped my phone in the like whatever you call it, the river. I dropped my phone in the was it the Potomac?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I
yeah.
dropped my phone in the Potomac while I was jumping over like a boulder crossing. And okay, in hindsight, you're not supposed to go hiking alone. I wasn't in like an unpopulated area though. There were people around.
Mm.
It's just that I was there by myself. I didn't have anything to do. So I'm there, I'm hanging out. On my way back, I dropped my phone in the river, crossing it, and then I get back to the car and I'm like, well, shit, how do I get home? So I have no phone, and it's like the full COVID. So like a lot of people aren't driving around. I can't
Mm.
remember exactly if maybe it was pre-lockdown or post-lockdown. I don't think I was like really driving around during the lockdown, but everyone's wearing masks. People are not like really conversing. So then I'm just driving around to a bunch of gas stations trying to get like a paper map to get home. I've always been on the GPS. I don't know like the highway system that well, especially not to get back to Annapolis. So I'm like
Yeah.
asking people and they're like have a mask on. I have a mask on. I'm like, "Oh, can I like use your phone?" And they're like, "No, sorry." No. So it was kind of an ordeal. I ended up just driving around for a while, just trying to
Mm.
find like a highway I recognized, and I eventually was able to get back.
Wow.
It was brutal. Yeah, I mean, again, I was a little younger, so I'll give myself a break. But I mean, now I would have just locked in a little bit and looked at the highways. I feel like it's not that hard. I mean, I could have figured it out. Just use landmarks. But
Yeah.
That maybe that's like a video idea. You have like a very basic map and be like, "I'll give you $100 if you can name this state," and like no one will be able to, you know, probably 80% of people might not be able to actually label
Yeah, geography questions. Like people are terrible at geography.
it.
People are so
yeah,
bad.
yeah, people. I think especially with smartphones, I mean, people have just lost their sense of
Mhm.
even local direction. Like, prime example, I sometimes I ask my girlfriend, just ask point what direction north is right now. It's like no idea. I'm like, how do we, we're like a 5 minute drive back to like her apartment. I'm like, where are we right now? It's just no idea. So again, I don't know. I personally, I
Well,
like I do a lot of exploring. I drive around a lot, walk around, bike around the whole city. So I feel like I have a great mental map. But I
mhm.
feel like if you ask the average person, like, stick them in some place they don't know that's nearby to their house, and they're gonna have no idea how to get back.
Yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
it helps if you play GTA and you're walking around LA, you kind of like, hey, there's the pier, there's where Trevor does that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really play that game, so it doesn't have the same effect for me. But
Mm. So how is it in the position you're in? How is it in dating? Or I guess you do have a lady.
yeah, I've been with my girlfriend for like a year and 3 or 4 months or something like that. So it's been a minute.
Wow.
I was dating a lot when I moved to LA. I
Uh-huh.
was kind of refraining from dating in Blacksburg when I was in school because
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way this is gonna last. Um, it's senior year, I have a lot to do, and I'm gonna be moving probably, so better to hold off. But once I got to LA, for sure, I just started like, trying to do as much of dating as possible, like,
Mm.
hop on Tinder, whatever, Hinge, meeting random people, friends of friends, etc. And then I don't know, just a lot. Just gotta
How
look
did
through a lot of people.
how does that help with okay, so when you're talking to a lady and you're like, "Hey, you want to see my Instagram?" and you hold up the Instagram, how much does that help or do you do that? You
It
know,
can be a hit or a miss. I mean, if you have someone who like hates social media, they're probably gonna look at that as a red flag.
uh,
But I did actually go out briefly with a girl who found my Instagram page, and she had
well,
messaged me like, "Oh, hey, like I like your videos. Like, would you want to go on a date?" And so I went out with her a little bit. It didn't really work out. Nothing, too crazy. But yeah, that was a brief encounter. And then it's not like I was, I'm not like sending my Instagram to people or like, flashing it at the club or anything to get in. So I feel like, if someone asks me, I'll show them. But I think maybe also people just like, people maybe just want someone who's passionate about something. So it could be a green flag in that regard, I guess.
mm. What do your how do your parents feel about the path that you're on, would you
Uh,
say?
yeah, my parents are like pretty chill people, and they're not like hippies or anything. Like they're pretty normal, down to earth folks.
Uh-huh.
But they're very intelligent, and they also like are pretty tech savvy, I guess you would say.
Oh.
So it was pretty easy to explain to them that social media is like a viable, way to make an income. And
Yeah.
also, honestly, I think if even if they didn't think it was, they'd be like, do what you think you're gonna do. Like they don't really like. I never really felt like my parents had pushed me toward anything in particular expectations wise. Like
Mm.
they're not the kind of people that say like, oh, don't do that. That's a bad idea. In terms of like a career or business or like moving somewhere, they're not really those kinds of people. They're not like on my back asking me to do this or that to set up a certain life that they think I should have, I guess, which
Mm.
is kind of nice.
That's super awesome. I feel like that's some of the secret sauce in definitely how some people, can kind of do interesting things for their work, you know?
Yeah, I think it must be. I don't have the perspective of this,
Mm.
so I can only imagine. But if you're pursuing something that's kind of oddball and you got parents telling you it's a bad idea and that you shouldn't do it, that's probably pretty hard.
Yeah.
I can hardly imagine. I mean, I don't even know, if that were the case for me, maybe I wouldn't have, gone down that route. But my parents are, even though they don't have like, crazy oddball careers, like they're pretty, have pretty, normal career paths. They were still able
Uh-huh.
to kind of see that it would be, it could work out. And like, I remember in the beginning of like, making videos and things, and like, I'm kind of like talking about my grand ideas for like, making a livable business off of it. They're like, oh yeah, that could be good. Finish your degree
Mm.
and then work on that, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
But definitely a big step would be just spending all my savings on a van and like taking a cross country road trip after college. Like some people might look at that as like it's a bad idea for your finances, but my parents are pretty open minded. I think they never thought. I think they thought I would never come back, which ended up being the case. Like I'll visit, but I think that they knew that I wasn't going to return in the same way
Mhm.
after a long road trip like that. So
Wow. And where did you go across? Because I know two people who've done the van life thing. I mean, one of my buddy, he went up to Alaska and he drove all the way up, which is a crazy drive. Where did you end up going around the country?
yeah, I took the kind of southern route. So I went through Virginia, through Blacksburg, went down through Tennessee to New Orleans, which was kind of interesting.
Oh.
Then I went through Texas, went through New Mexico, went to Vegas, San Diego, and then LA. And then I never did the northern part, so kind of still yet to do that. Eventually I will, but honestly, like 3 months of living in like a van with two people, it's a pretty small van. One person
Two people.
sleeping on the floor. So 3 months of that is enough for like 10 years of like not doing any van life. I've totally done van life. I can't go back. Um,
Wow.
I only have like slept in that van a handful of times since then.
Uh-huh.
Just for like some work projects that were like really early in the morning and far away. I'll like sleep in the van and then get up for it.
What's the go-to like overnight parking space? Like, do you seek anything's out? Is it Walmart parking lots?
I
Is
can
it?
tell you, yeah. So on the road, it's different. Yeah, like a
Mhm.
Walmart is good.
Mhm.
If you're in a city like Los Angeles, you really parking is kind of limited. So we would look for. Now this is not like stopping by. This is like living.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
looking for like a bathroom, food, and maybe like a gym and maybe a
Mm.
library, maybe in that order. So obviously you need a bathroom. We don't have to mention that, but it's trickier than you'd think. I mean, the United States doesn't have a lot of public restrooms. If you go to DC, go to Baltimore, where there's not a lot of public restrooms for people to like just use, especially in Los Angeles. Like there's
Hmm.
kind of like a lack of like public spaces, and it's such a big, like sprawling city that like you're just in neighborhood after neighborhood. It's like finding a public bathroom in the suburbs. There isn't one, so you got to go into like a 7-Eleven, like beg the guy to use the restroom, get like the key from the back of the register. And Los Angeles has a big, homeless problem. Obviously, like a lot of
Mm.
unhoused people, whatever you want to call it. Their bathrooms are all like under lock and key, which is pretty different, I think, from like Virginia. Like I'd say like 99% of businesses, the bathroom has a key code or like an actual key used to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like you don't just walk in and like say, "Hey, can I use the bathroom?" You gotta like pray that they say yes, you can. They give you the code, or you use like a key. It's quite
Huh.
interesting. But
Well, what about like a Planet Fitness? Did you ever get like the Planet Fitness subscription and then going in there and like shower?
yeah, I tried Planet Fitness, but ended up going with like a 24-hour fitness. And yeah, we
Mm.
would just shower at the 24-hour fitness. Again, this is my cameraman and I. So, excuse me, we were traveling around the city, like looking at different spots for a while. We were living in like Venice for a couple of days, and then like Santa Monica for a couple of days, Koreatown for a couple of weeks. But we ended up spending the most time in a place called West Hollywood,
Mm.
which had a great like bar scene. It's also like probably like gay capital of like America, I would say. Like it's super popping, like for the LGBTQ, et cetera crowd. They
Mm.
like there's a whole strip of like gay bars on this one
Whoa.
road. So a lot of like the really popular street interviews from like 1 to 2 years ago were all filmed on this one strip. And a lot of young people too, people with like disposable income, people like, partying on like every day of the week would go down there.
Mm.
Um, we would park like a mile from the strip in like some neighborhood, and then
Mm.
I don't know if you guys know the company WeWork.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was a WeWork, and I know WeWork had like a whole like bankruptcy thing, but
Mm.
whatever happened, there was like an operational WeWork in this giant office building called the Pacific Design Center.
Mm.
Massive, like crazy office building. And it was also right next to this like strip of bars.
Yeah.
So every morning we would, or let's just say every morning we'd wake up a mile away. We'd walk down like it's like Melrose Drive, like all like the bougiest stores, like the Gucci store, like the Real, like just these super nice stores. We'd walk
Mm.
through this area in the Pacific Design Center and then just work, eat, and like live in this WeWork like all day. And then at in the evening, a couple times a week, we'd go film at the bars, and then we would like find somewhere to shower. Sometimes we're not showering for a couple days at a time, and then we'd walk back to the van and sleep, and then just repeat that like over and over again for like a month or two. It was brutal.
Wow. I know there's Scientology centers down there too. There's like a Scientology. I see the people. There's people who like go up and they they chirp the people inside the building.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's like more than you would probably even think. It's a big thing down here. I don't even know how it's legal. It's
Yeah.
crazy to me. Like
Almost
it
like it's a cult.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, but it's you'd think that there would be some kind of like government crackdown, but no, it's like fully like supported by the local government, I guess. There's a production center like one block from my current apartment. It's like a
Whoa.
production center. I guess they have like some kind of TV studio there. There's the building that you've probably seen on like social media. It's on Hollywood Boulevard. That's like a recruitment center. Then there's a bunch of like housing buildings all throughout like Hollywood. And I used to live even closer to one of those, and I would walk by sometimes in the evening. And one night there was like a group of like protesters and live streamers outside of the Scientology building on the sidewalk. And it was like 9 p.m. and I'm just like going for an evening stroll. And they're all out there like with signs and stuff, like, oh, anti Scientology. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I don't know that much about it, but like, it makes sense. But I stopped and talked to one of these guys who was like live streaming, and he explained, he said he was like the organizer, but he introduced me to some of the other people, and there were like victims of Scientology there, or like family members of
Whoa.
victims, and they explained the Scientology, like the concept and stuff, and like the like how hard it is to get away. Basically, the people are like, if you guys don't know, I'll give you the brief rundown. Scientology, it's like postures as a religion. It's called like Dianetics, I guess. I'm not sure what the
Yeah.
correct term is, but they're in LA. They'll set up like little booths and stuff, and they have that one center in Hollywood, and they'll give you a personality test, and they'll say like, oh, you have all these great qualities, but they're like, this thing is like holding you back, and like, it's your family, it's your coworkers, it's your brother, it's your spouse. Like, you should come live with us, and we'll help you fix it. And they get people in these really like, it's similar to a cult where they get people in like a transitional period. Like, oh,
Uh,
you just moved to LA and like your friends abandoned you. Like, we'll help you. Like, we'll help you. We'll help you out. Just come live with us. They get people to join, and then there are like very predatory like contracts for signing to work for less than minimum wage. And then all around LA, they're being bussed around in these like blacked out buses. And if I had a photo, one I'd love to show you, but even right by my house, they'll drive past. There's like a really distinct bus. It's kind of like an older model. And
mm,
all the windows, they're not just tinted, they're like matted out. So you can't see out of them as well, and they'll
whoa.
drive them in. These big gates will open at the Scientology production center, at the other buildings. Big gates will open, floodlights will come on, bus pulls in. All you see is security guards. To close it, lights turn off, and then like you never see anybody going in or out of the buildings. So I think there's a couple, like there's some Scientology people that are like public facing that will like, have
Mhm.
like their little outfits on, walking around and whatnot, like the people you see on those social media videos. But a lot of like the people that are being like kind of intaked, they don't like get access to like see people outside. They're like bussed around, or they have vans that'll pull in or out of the building and the complex with blacked out windows. So these protesters are trying to like say like, oh, my sister Alice or whatever, like she's stuck in there, but I'm standing out here to like try to find her when she leaves, but they blacked out the windows. So I can't even see her, she can't see me. She doesn't know what's happening. It's pretty
That's
crazy
crazy.
stuff. Again, I don't know how it's like allowed. It seems pretty crazy to me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, dude, we have to, if you run for president or something, you should make that one of your, we're just ending, we're done. No more Scientology. That'll be the platform. And then
Yeah,
you'll say, and then hopefully you don't mysteriously disappear.
I think it's big business though, man. Like I'm sure if I was president, I'd probably be on their payroll. So unfortunately, it would continue even under my
Yeah.
watch.
Um, yeah, man. I mean, they definitely, well, yeah, it does depend. Like, how much money are they offering, man? If they're giving me like 500,000 and they just say, hey, look the other way, I mean, doesn't sound bad.
I think you're
Could
gonna
go to
get more than that, man.
Erewhon, you know?
You get one Dubai chocolate matcha latte at the Riyadh Comedy Festival, and that's 500K right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's so many other different cult documentaries. Like there was one where they were saying at this certain date that this alien spaceship is gonna come and it's going to take this select group of people to the afterlife. And so they all like it's crazy, man. It's oh, I forget what the name of the cult was, but yeah, man. Cults are it's weird. There's also one in like Japan that like they put like sarin gas in the subway system.
Oh my God,
In
I think I read about that one actually.
yeah,
It's pretty wild. I recently read about a cult, kind of, just one guy called like I think it's like Terry Tilly. He
yeah.
basically just convinced this like kind of like sort of wealthy family in France that he was like a secret agent. This is all true,
Whoa.
by the way. You guys get to look this up after. But this guy convinces this family, like, kind of like large family. They got a lot of family members. They have like a manor. They have like a summer house. And he convinces them he's a secret agent and he's going to help them. But they're like under attack from enemies all over the state. Their friends, family, they're all enemies if they don't believe what he's saying. And he basically just siphoned away all their wealth. That's the
Wow.
short of it anyway. But, people can believe anything if you convince them properly. It's wild.
Yeah, man. There's there was this guy in
Hold on.
China in like the 1700s who claimed to be the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. And they led this army to try and take over China and they killed like 50 million people. Like 50 million people died in that war. It's crazy.
Good God.
Yeah. Um
This makes me like reconsider my career choice. I might have to start something up.
the cult of
Start up a
Kyle.
new sect. If I had a cult, it would probably be something about um
I'm the reincarnation of Helen. Uh
no, I don't know. Yeah, something about like like cell phone use or something. I don't know. Like we all abandon our cell phones and live in a commune. Except I'm the only one allowed to post on social media, maybe. That could be a good way to do it.
yeah,
So that's
dude.
how we monetize.
There you
Tom
go, man.
Cruise considered a god in Scientology? Like, didn't he pay his way to the top?
Yeah, I mean they have like celebrity endorsements. I don't really understand the full scope of it. I know that he used to be more outspoken about being in Scientology, and more recently he doesn't mention it anymore.
Hmm.
So I think he's probably free to leave whenever he wants, but um yeah, I don't know. I think that he's just celebrity endorsement. Like I'm not even sure he really believes that stuff. He might just be getting paid.
Mhm.
Hmm. Has
Not
Tom
sure.
Cruise ever made a bad movie?
Mission Impossible 2 is pretty bad, I gotta say.
Ooh. Are you
That
like a
Not the
film
best movie.
buff? Are
Now,
you kind of
Mission.
a film buff?
Uh, I mean, I watch a lot of films. I watch some new films. Maybe like an amateur, beginner film buff.
Mhm.
Only recently, last couple of years, I started watching a lot of films. But
Mhm. What's your main choice of media consumption, would you say?
recently, it's YouTube long form video essays for sure.
Oh,
Just like weird video essays on YouTube.
yeah.
But kind of like I like movies. I go through phases. I would say movies. Some short books, novels, fiction. I don't really read a lot of like no self help books. I read too many of those back in the day. I'm done
Mhm.
with that. A lot of Instagram reels. Definitely too much for my own good.
Mm.
Um,
Little music? Are you a music
that's the
guy?
mix. Yeah, I listen to some music. I don't really explore that much music, to be honest. I'm a
Uh,
bad music listener. I just listen to whatever Spotify tells me to. Just like an obedient Spotify user.
yes, sir,
If they're
Spotify.
sponsoring a recommendation, I'm gonna listen. I
Is
know that
it
someone's paying for me to listen to it. I'll listen.
is it like
It's
rap
curated well
or
enough.
like psych rock or like
I probably like listen to. It's like a mix of like classic rock and like alternative hip hop,
okay.
alternative rap.
Like a little JPEG Mafia, a little maybe a little Danny Brown,
Yeah, JPEG
a
Mafia
little
is
Leonard
okay. I don't
Skinner.
really like not like Danny Brown.
Mm.
But some like Steely Dan is good.
Dude, I've been on the Dan, man. I've been so on the Dan recently. Do it again. Watching Tony Soprano. Listen to. It's so funny.
Yeah, I like Steely Dan. I have like a whole bunch of I got some playlists that are of different kind of themes and genres, rock
Awesome.
music, etc. Got my psychedelic rock playlist from taking acid during COVID. So
Hell, are you? Do you like King Gizzard or psychedelic porn crumpets
never
or
heard of either
no?
of those to be honest.
Yeah, dude, they're fan. You should give them a if you like that kind of psych rock. Like, but I guess you're kind of more. That's more like Pink Floyd.
Pink
Would
Floyd is good. I gotta say, like, I don't listen to that stuff as much anymore. But let me see what I
mm,
got here. My playlist. I definitely had some weird choices here. We got okay, yeah. The playlist is called Summer 2020. So we got
mm.
Kansas. Let's see, Electric Light Orchestra.
Oh,
Um, Dire Straits. This is not really psychedelic rock per se. Steve Miller Band, Blue Oyster Cult, Styx, Joe Walsh. I love some Joe Walsh.
yeah, dude.
Chicago, etc., etc.
Awesome. 25 or 624.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah,
song. That's my favorite.
awesome. Yeah, I love like grunge, like Alice in Chains, that kind of stuff, but also like newer. There's this band called the Viagra Boys. I've been loving them.
Dude, I see their billboards like
They have
around town.
billboards.
Yeah, dude, in LA there's a lot of billboards and I see like the Viagra Boys billboard. It's like right down the street for a couple months. Not at the moment,
Ooh,
but it used to be.
wow. But we've got like 3 minutes. I don't know, anything you want to leave the people with?
Leave the people. Let's see. Let me ask you guys a couple of questions here that I have prepared.
Ooh,
Um, I got a couple of just bits that I have written. We can try some of them out. Um, let's see. Okay, Jeremy, could you 1v1 a chimp?
yes.
You
I,
really think
I
so?
I think he would definitely like take my private parts. You know, if he
And
goes for those, it might be
crush
a
them
little tough.
quick.
Yeah, man. I mean, a chimp, I think I could like I would be badly beaten up, man. It wouldn't be
Hmm.
good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We got one for Zach here. Um, okay. All right. Would you rather not eat for 72 hours or switch to Mint Mobile for 6 months?
Early on hour 36 of not eating. I got a colonoscopy tomorrow. So like why not just do another day? Oh,
Okay. All right. Well, that's a little bit of a. All right. We kind of bypassed that. Let me give you a different one. Okay. Because that we need the full
I'm already on
context.
that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about this? Have you guys heard of unseen work?
No.
You guys know about unseen work or hidden work? It's like the work that usually women do around the house. Things like keeping track of what the kids are doing after school. Filling the pantry, grocery shopping. Like keeping track of birthdays, like family events, things like that. So it's stuff that typically women are doing that it just kind of goes unnoticed usually.
Mm.
Um, I figured you guys would be familiar with that concept, but what no one talks about is the unseen male work. You guys heard of this? It's the unseen things that men do around the house and like, in their daily lives, like, sending the first message on Tinder. It's difficult. Or let's see, to be honest, that's kind of a work in progress. So we'll move past that. What else? Uh, would you rather be a dog or a woman, Jeremy?
Well, I mean, either way, have more hair than I have right now in either circumstance, so that's a plus. But dogs just they're happy all the time. They're so happy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going with dog.
I might.
All right, it's an interesting call. I'll leave it at that. And let's see, Zach, is it morally wrong to promote gambling to a young and impressionable social media audience?
How much money is being made?
Um,
All right,
okay,
but
but let's get back to the meat and potatoes here. Is it is it morally wrong to promote gambling to a young and impressionable social media audience?
I would say it's wrong.
It is wrong.
I would think so.
Okay, okay, good, good. Just checking. Just checking. I got a lot of friends who are doing
Oh yeah.
promos for stake.com, Roobet,
hmm
oh,
etc.
hmm
And like people just like out of sight, out of mind for them. Like I have like a good friend who was doing it for a while, and I have another friend who is currently doing it. And I'm like, guys, don't you realize what you're doing? This is crazy. Do you like people become addicted to this stuff? They ruin their lives. They go bankrupt. They like, they treat their friends and family badly. And you're like, you're gonna be the gateway for them. You're gonna be like the Steve will do it for them. That's
yeah.
just not good. Um,
Well,
let's
I
see.
mean, I imagine there's a lot of parallels with that Scientology as well. You know, leave your family. I don't want you to get you
Yeah.
doxxed by them either. I don't want them showing up and be, Kyle, we need you.
I had always wanted to go in and like try to get them to like give me the spiel, but I
Uh,
like in the back of my mind, I'm like worried that like how savvy are they? Like, would they like know that I have a social media page? I'm
mm,
not like I'm like a niche online micro influencer, right? So, I'm not getting recognized out in the street. So they're not gonna like. It's not like an actor walking in there. They're gonna be like, oh, we got some dirt on this guy. But what if they like AI generate a video of me like in the lobby like doing something crazy, and then they're like, we're gonna use this against you. I'd be like, damn, all right, I gotta sit down for like the whole lecture now. I can't just leave.
yeah,
um,
the Grok images you with doing something obscene.
yeah, like
You know,
Grok, generate an image of him with double D breasts, please. Jarvis enhance. Let's see.
Jarvis generated an image of him talking, saying Bucky's is overrated.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've been to Bucky's before, and like, I don't really understand. I mean, I know there's not a lot happening in the places where Bucky's exists, but I mean, let's be
That's
honest.
very. What are your thoughts on In-N-Out?
In-N-Out
Oh,
is fucking great, man. In-N-Out is like probably the best fast food restaurant that exists for a
Yeah.
number of reasons. Number one, let me just walk back a little bit here. I first time getting In-N-Out, I walk in, they're all wearing crisp, clean uniforms. And I kind of sound like a conservative or like a MAGA person when I'm saying this, but they all were happy to be there. It was like back in the day, you walk into like, a restaurant, they like greet you with a smile. And they're like, "Hey sir, how's it going? What would you like to eat today?" I'm like, "Huh? Okay." Number one, they're all wearing uniforms. They're all clean, the uniforms are clean. The people are clean too, obviously, but I didn't get that close of a look. I walk in, uh, the food is cheap. I mean, that's a given. It's cheaper to get a double double meal, which is like a double burger patty sandwich, like a burger. It's cheaper to get a double double meal than it is to get a Big Mac meal by like a dollar or two. So the food is cheaper. The food tastes better. The employees greet you with a smile and they seem like they want to be there. All the food is made right in front of you. They're actually grilling the burgers like on a grill from like a frozen patty. They're chopping the fries with the handle thing. I ordered a burger and a shake. The guy turned around and he like made the shake for me in 25 seconds and handed it to me as I was like about to walk away from the register. I've never walked into a McDonald's or their fast food restaurant and they like make it for you right away. I was like shocked. I'm like, I don't have to wait, 10 minutes sitting here. It's great. I love In-N-Out. They have little like uh, like hot peppers in like a little dispenser thing you can
Ooh.
have when you're waiting for your food. The fries are actually taste like potatoes. I could go on and on. Really, I like In-N-Out a lot.
Have you had Culver's?
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's probably on par, I'd say, with In-N-Out, except it's based out of like Wisconsin and they sell cheese curds
Ooh,
as well. So, and I had it the first time when I went down to Asheville for a Ween concert. And for some reason, some of them are in the South too. It's like Wisconsin and the South.
hmm.
It's a weird distribution, but you should give it a try, man.
It sounds good.
It's
I'll have to get it if I find one. But I
yeah.
support it honestly. Um, anything is better than Cookout. I hate Cookout.
You hate Cookout?
Not a big fan of Cookout. Is like the
Wow.
most disgusting food you can put in your body. That or Sheets. We could also talk about Sheets. Sheets is
Whoa.
also Z tier fast food. I would prefer Wawa over Sheets, but I also don't really like Wawa. I'm not a big fast food guy. But
Uh-huh.
In-N-Out is like fast food if you don't like fast food. Like
Interesting.
I'm in there, I'm like thinking I'm getting a healthy meal. I'm like, oh, this has a lot of protein and doesn't have a bunch of processed ingredients, but it probably does. But I feel like it doesn't, so that's what matters.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think there's like there's just such a desire for people to have like you want like quality food. Like what you want is quality food that's like cheap, at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I know uh there's like Jack in the Box out there too. I've never had that.
it's
This
terrible,
sucks.
terrible.
Uh,
I mean, all the fast food here is also worse because it's like in the middle of a crowded city, and
ooh,
so it's just not good. Like it's just not good.
mm,
Um, yeah, I don't know if the prices are any different, but like all the fast food restaurants have like 2 stars on like Yelp or something. So you go in and like there's a 50-50 if you're getting like a crazy, just destroyed meal. Um, it's pretty hit or miss.
mm.
What
There's
about
this.
Del Taco? Is that in
Ooh.
LA?
Yeah, there's one right down the street from me, but I've never eaten there before.
Mm.
I'll give it a try just for you, Zach, and I'll let you guys know. I've
Thank
heard
you
it's
Yeah.
very
okay.
much. Nice.
Whataburger completely overrated. I'm sorry, Texas. It's it's overrated in my opinion.
I've never been there either, but
Yeah.
I can imagine.
What? Okay. So kind of pivoting, I guess, a little bit. Um, this is kind of this is a very like spiritual kind of question. There's no right or wrong answer, but which Pawn Stars and Family Guy characters speak to you the most? And
I
how do
don't
you see
watch.
yourself in each of them?
I don't watch either of those shows. You gotta give me a different show. I don't. I've never really like sat down for a full episode of either of those.
Yeah. Um, let me
We
let
actually
me
didn't
think.
have like television growing up in my house. We had like
Whoa.
only rentals from the library or Netflix DVDs in the mail.
Whoa.
So there was no like network TV or anything like that.
Were your parents just like we're not doing that?
They
Or
didn't. They don't watch TV, so they're like, we're not gonna like get it. So you guys are just gonna like just sit in front of the TV. I mean, we watched a lot of movies,
mm,
and like watched a lot of like Scooby Doo DVD reruns.
yeah.
But I never like I was always missing out on like SpongeBob or like Drake and Josh or whatever. Like I never saw any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, including Family Guy or I don't know, Pawn Stars. Never watched.
Interesting. Yeah, you don't see a lot of people like that nowadays. Like everybody kind of is, you know, like especially you see the iPad kids nowadays just dude, it's another thing that is just not good for society.
Yeah, it's brutal for sure. I mean, like I don't know like what kids do these days. Like I mean, maybe people just watch Instagram Reels and YouTube, but I do remember watching a lot of like YouTube when I was younger, for sure. When I
Uh,
had like access to it when I was a little older. Um, but you know, kids getting home from school and watching YouTube or watching, uh, TV or whatever, it's probably a lot better still than watching like Instagram Reels when you get home
yeah,
from school. So I wonder like what that's like for the kids these days. Cannot be good, that's for sure.
yeah. I had to delete Instagram off my phone. I only have it on my laptop now, just because I just get sucked in. Um,
Yeah, getting way too many DMs, too many friend requests.
yeah, dude. Well, I mean, why I used to be knee deep running my meme page, man. You know,
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh, can I get a picture with you?" I said, "No, I'm sorry."
Yeah, you're like, wait for the photo op, guys. Come on. No photos in public. Not when I'm with my wife and kids. Trying to enjoy a nice dinner, all
Well,
right?
so who did you watch on YouTube then? Who was your
Ooh.
YouTubers of choice? Were you like
I
John
watched
Tron
No, I
or
was
like
like tapped into like the Casey Neistat like daily vlogs when those were going on.
oh.
I was like, dude, like you can totally make a living doing like lo-fi boosted board videos. I thought that was gonna be like my life, but back then I had no like concept of like how that was made, so it
Oh,
didn't like form a direct path in my mind. Like, oh, I want to do this. I'm gonna like work toward this. I was just like, oh, this is really cool. I want to watch this and be entertained by
interesting.
it.
Oh.
Uh, what else, dude? I didn't really follow any particular YouTubers that much. I don't know, like, I guess. Oh, hold on, my roommate should be back just in a second here. I feel like I can hear him coming up the stairs. Might be kind of an awkward moment, although you probably won't see him.
Bring him on.
Oh
Bring him on.
yeah, dude.
Hey, sorry, the camera cuts off there, but I'm on doing like an interview right now. You're good. You got like another one of those things?
This one?
Where is that from?
I've had this one for a while.
Damn, dude.
I got a few colors. I got this one in blue as well.
Jeez, all right.
And purple. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Hmm?
Don't mind me.
Oh, we're not minding. Don't worry.
Oh.
This will be over in like a couple minutes, so don't worry. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Um,
guys. That was my really well-adjusted roommate coming back from his 9 to 5, well-paying job, and here we
man.
are.
The close
Uh,
people in your life, like what did they think when you like drove to LA, like your friends and stuff? Were they supportive or were they just like, oh, you're being,
mm, let's see.
disrespectful?
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't really keep in touch with that many people from like
Oh,
college. I didn't really have like the tightest friend group by senior year. I feel like my friends were either like hadn't graduated yet or like had already graduated. Um, but dude, like it was kind of like yeah, I wasn't really like hanging out with that many people post graduation anyway, so I didn't really have much to lose. I mean, I had my high school friends that were like interested, but I had already become kind of like a little bit distant from them during college, so I didn't have like a super tight knit group of friends. That's part of the reason why I left was, I was like, oh, I'm gonna build that up somewhere else, and that's what I found in LA.
guys, I think we're experiencing for some reason it's crashing on me. The Zoom is crashing.
Oh,
It, well,
well,
we've had a great interview.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
this has
getting late
been,
anyway, guys.
dude,
So
this has been awesome. Dude, thank you so much for coming on, man. Like this has been awesome. So
sure,
I'm
yeah, it was
so
fun.
glad you could do this.
Absolutely, no, it was a fun time.
Awesome.
I wish you guys luck. I couldn't find your podcast from a quick search though. Like, what is the name on Spotify?
It's the Lardos
Okay,
podcast.
Did you used to film it in person?
We did one episode in person.
Maybe that was the only one that I like saw the YouTube cut of. Okay, let's see.
Oh.
Ah, yes. Okay. All right. So it is the right one, but the one I clicked on was like, you guys are like in someone's bed, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
was confused because I thought it was Zoom, but I didn't clearly did not look closely enough on the video side. Um, Yeah, I'll tell you what though, I'm actually about to start my own podcast. So that's part of the reason why I was interested in doing this one.
Oh,
Get some more experience.
yeah.
But we'll see. It's gonna be a little shaky at first. It's difficult more difficult than I thought to talk for like an hour and change straight and be entertained the whole time.
Yeah, man, it's definitely it takes just yeah, it just takes just doing it.
How much editing do you guys do on the podcast? Do you chop it down a lot?
No, honestly, no. Um, we usually just let it go. Um, yeah, I'll do like a front bumper and I'll do a back bumper just to kind of make it look a little bit more professional, but I also kind of make it look a little bit shitty, for the memes. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. It was a good run. I'm starting to crash here. I haven't had food in like 6 hours or something, so I'm gonna need to
Oh my
turn around and eat
goodness.
something.
Yeah, dude. Go go eat something. Um, enjoy your evening, man.
Thanks, guys. You too.
All right.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.